go.
Alright, cool. Alright, so my name's Gabe, this is Braden, this is Nick. And our community outreach program was on the removal of the invasive species Asian bittersweet. And it's our first year doing this, and we're Team Swamp, and so I'm going to pass it to Nick for the issue.
Alright, so the issue with Asian bittersweet is that it goes really fast and it kind of takes over everything and creates monoculture. And so when it grows so fast, it'll wrap around trees and it'll cut off the circulation kind of to let the nutrients flow through it, and also cover up the shade, or cover up the brushes and shade the plant, kind of stopping them from growing. And our solution for this that we came up with is we decided we're going to get a group of people together, we're going to get some herbicides, we're going to get pruners, we're going to get we're going to supply gloves and get all the necessary stuff to be able to go out and treat it. And we kind of found an area provided by NOHLC, and we just took kids out there from our OTC class, and they came out and helped us. We showed them how to cut it, where to cut it in, and kind of how to put the herbicides on. And then that's kind of about it. And then here's Braden for the importance.
We thought it was important to let our community know about the invasive species Asian bittersweet because for all they know, it could be in their backyard taking over their woods. Like Nick said earlier, it creates a monoculture for the environment, which basically means it just takes over the entire environment and will kill off the ecosystems or potential habitats for any animals living there, and is just detrimental to the forest life. And we also think it's important to let people know how to remove it properly if they do choose to remove it or if they hear about it. And like Gabe said earlier and Nick said earlier, we just need to teach them how to cut it properly and how to kill it off with the herbicide and do all the proper methods of treatment. And now I'm going to pass it on to Gabe to tell you our references and results.
Yeah, so our references for this project was Emily Duthin, who's the president of the NOHLC, the North Oakland Headwaters Land Conservancy, which we started this project with in the beginning of the year, and Miss Linda Jackson, who was a sub-teacher for us recently, and our teacher, Mr. Barry, and also the organization itself, NOHLC, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving land up in Oakland. Right here we have a publication on our method of cutting and treating the Asian bittersweet itself, and it has a lot of good information of why itself the plant is detrimental to our ecosystem.
The publication also offers examples of what the bittersweet looks like. It kind of tells you some of the traits of it.
Yeah, and so we're hoping for this overall results for this project to save a lot of the ecosystems and animals in those ecosystems, because our ecosystems, we want to take care of them, so we want to get rid of anything that's not supposed to be there, anything that's can harm them. And we want to go to several locations and make sure the invasives just don't go back, because they're not supposed to be there. So yeah, that about wraps it up. So you guys have any questions?
Yeah, I was interested to know, when you were training your folks that were going out there to do the elimination, did you instruct them on the difference between the American bittersweet and the Asian bittersweet? And if so, what did you tell them?
One of our references, Emily Duthin, was the head of the NOHLC, which she actually brought us all out there to learn about that, and she did lots of teachings like how to identify it from other vines and other species that might look the same, and she showed us the leaf patterns and how to identify and tell the difference between another vine or whatever. And we went and told other kids how to do all that. We learned all that from Emily Duthin.
I have a couple of questions. What kind of costs did you incur and how did you cover that?
The cost, they're covered by NOHLC and OTC. The NOHLC, they provided the herbicides and the pruners, and then from OTC, they provided the transportation and they also provided some gloves.
And so how many volunteers did you have go out to the site to participate?
Well, for our class itself, we had like 15.
Just about everyone that's in our OTC class, which is around 15 or 20
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, quite a bit.
And how big of an area did you
How big
cover?
was that? Like,
I'd probably say about 3 to 5 acres, somewhere
Yeah.
in
yeah,
there.
pretty big. We
Yeah.
covered the land area.
What herbicide were you using after you did the pruning?
It was like the purple solution, yeah, I don't really know the name of it.
Honestly, we couldn't tell you the name of the herbicide. It was in a little unicorn tip bottle and just unlabeled and was provided by NOHLC.
Yeah, kind of. Whatever. So how do you feel the project went? What kind of results, and how do you feel your outreach efforts went? It's kind of two questions.
I think on behalf of all of us, we think it went rather well for our first year. We've never been out there treating invasives and trying to remove them, and I think next year when we go back and look at them, we can hopefully see some good effects that we did, and hopefully some clearing of all the crowding and
Yeah. I was just gonna add, because next year we'll add some more invasives that we can get rid of as well. So it wouldn't just be the bittersweet, and we can add on whatever other invasives we could find, like the Phragmites and stuff like that.
Was the Asian bittersweet in fruit when you were doing
No.
it?
Mhm.
Is there any benefit to Asian bittersweet? Anything good about it?
I mean, if you think it looks nice, but I mean, if you got your own plants out there, then it's gonna take over the plants, you know?
So how heavily infested was the site?
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it was
specific site was, you would just look into the woods and it wouldn't even, you would think it's a whole bunch of different plants because of all the different, well, it was near fall, I think, so
Yeah.
there was really no leaves. And you would just think it's a whole bunch of different intertwined sticks and branches, but it's all just bittersweet, just tangling around each other. Like we have lots of pictures on here where you can just see it coiling up the trees, and that's basically what every tree looked like in that
How many
site.
plants do you, just rough estimate, did you figure that you folks cut off and sprayed?
Personally, I think I sprayed and treated probably up to 30, 50 plants just in a day of,
Yeah, there was a lot of them.
yeah.
Okay, so it's pretty thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, there was a lot of it.
So this is your first year, are you all juniors?
Yeah,
yeah. Yes.
Juniors, okay, very good. So for next year, if you do this project for us, I would recommend that you learn some things like what herbicide you're using and why.
Uh-huh.
Relax,
Yeah.
deep breath, you did a very good job for your first time through